I know a lot of people find Medicare intimidating and unnerving. So, um, I thought I would just talk a little bit about one of my clients' experiences and what it means to be with Sage Insurance. Just last week on Thursday, I got a call from a gentleman. He had been referred to me by his neighbor, who was one of my clients, and he's in rough shape. He's going to be 65 this month, June. So he knew that Medicare was looming, but his wife of 47 years died at the end of February, and he hasn't been taking good care of himself. He ended up in the hospital for about a week from just not taking care of himself. So he had a lot on his mind, and mostly grief. But his friend, his neighbor said, "You know what? You're turning 65. You've Medicare. You got to take care of Medicare." And he said, "I just can't do it. I just can't think about that." And she said, "Call Springley." So he did. All right. So just in our initial short conversation, all right, he was able to tell me some of the things going on. He mentioned that he had started taking Social Security a few months earlier. And from that, I was able to figure out, well, you know what? You may already be enrolled in Original Medicare. I said, "Did you get any kind of card?" He said, "I have no idea. I may not have noticed if I did." So I got his permission. I went ahead. I was able to find out, yes, he did have Medicare. I was able to get that phone number. But he was also just overwhelmed. He said, "I don't know what to do with this. I have no idea." And I said, "Look, this is what I'm here to do, is to take that burden off your shoulders." All right. So we have a limited window of time. It was the very end of May last week. So you have to get everything done before May 31st to get something for June. And I said, "How would you feel if I came to you and I sat with you at your table and we go through, I will help you understand what is going on, and I will help you figure out what kind of coverage that you need, and I will take this off of your plate." And he said, "That would be wonderful." All right. So I'm based in Connecticut. I do work in other states. Obviously, that would be virtual. But in this case, it was only about an hour drive from where I live to see him. And so I went to visit him at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning, and we had a good visit. He was able to tell me more about his wife and their 47 years together, and how she'd already always taken care of anything like this. He had no idea what he was doing. But we took our time. I took him through how it works. What are the kind of coverages that, fill the holes that are in Medicare? How do we make sure that if he has another hospitalization, how to get insurance that helps pay for most of it, right? Let's limit what's coming out of your actual pocket. At any rate, it was a good, productive session, and we ended up setting him up with some really good coverage, things that'll help him, again, if he has that hospital visit or if he gets diagnosed with cancer, but more importantly, getting him the basic ability to work with the doctors and start taking care of his health. It's time, because she wants him. She would have wanted him to do that. She wouldn't want him to pine away. So he makes me cry, because he can't go very long without talking about his wife, and that makes him cry. But I'm so happy that I was able to make a difference. I also, when he told me about the hospitalization, he didn't have insurance for that. I also made the recommendation, you need to call the billing department, talk to them, let them know what's going on. Don't keep your head in the sand. I said, they'll probably work with you. And one of the things he told me on Saturday is that they did, and that they wrote off his $11,000 hospital bill. So, not that I can promise that, I can make your bills disappear, but I can be here for you, and I can be a resource, and I can take away some of that anxiety that you may be feeling. And maybe it's just because Medicare is complicated and you're not sure you understand, or maybe the rest of your life is falling apart and Medicare is just one more thing to deal with. So if that's the kind of service that you would like on your Medicare journey, I ask you to give us a call. I'm Springlee Sage. I'm the owner of Sage Insurance Solutions. We've got an office in Tolland, and I work throughout the state of Connecticut and virtually in other states. And you can reach our office at 860-375-6016. I will be happy to talk to you. Thank you, and have a great day.